Okay, so this is to prepare the turkey. So when you first buy it, here, I'll turn it actually. It'll come in like a plastic bag or some type of bag or something. So in it, you'll take it out. You should probably wash it since there's going to be some leftover blood, some residue, maybe even some ice in it. So just rinse it out, just get it somewhat clean. And yeah, so typically in the stomach, you'll find this sort of like this like bag, and in the bag you'll have the organs or the giblets. Now, traditionally you would use these to make gravy, but we're not doing that because we'd have to boil this for like hours on end. We just don't have time for that. So we're instead just gonna leave it aside. So in the cavity, you should find the neck and the organs or the giblets. Just take them out, put them on the side. You can throw them away, or you can use it to make a stock. All right, so next up, you just wanna check the turkey's body for feathers, since the factory doesn't always get all the feathers off. See right here. So just pick it clean, get rid of, just like look over the whole body, try to look for any stray feathers, and just pluck it off. Because sometimes they do leave some stuff. So you don't want to eat feathers on Thanksgiving. So, yeah. Also, you can use gloves if you want. I like to, because I don't like to get all this sort of slimy, greasy turkey secretion all over me. I just find it cleaner, but even with gloves, always wash your hands. There's a killer virus going around, I heard. This is a pretty clean turkey, actually. I'm lucky. Oh, here, some feathers here. Yeah, so just look it over really good. Look for the feathers, pluck them off. Shouldn't be too hard. You can just see it, just pinch it and just pull. Should pop right out. Okay. This is looking pretty good. All right, now we're gonna flip it over. There's many ways to do this. You can just go to grab the cavity from the top and the bottom. There should be holes. Just flip it over. And I got stuff all over my watch, great. Anyways, just check the back also. Just make sure there aren't any feathers. This is pretty clean. All right, next step. So what we're doing in preparation is basically two things. We're going to dry brine it. This is going to sort of like dry out the skin, which is going to make it crispier, and you're going to infuse some salty flavors into the turkey, which gets it nice and seasoned. Because since the meat is so thick and large, you want to dry brine it with salt for multiple days to get all the flavors soaked into the turkey. This ensures a better seasoned final product. So to start off with, we have to dry the turkey. So this is pretty self-explanatory. Grab some paper towels. Just start drying the chicken off, or the turkey, whichever one you're using. Also, the turkey I'm using is a 15-pound turkey, so just know that. So just try to get all the nooks and crannies. Just get it dried up. Once you think once you get the back pretty good, we can now flip it over. So again, just grab it by the cavity and just flip it. If you're young, you might want some help with this, since turkeys can be quite heavy, since this is a 15-pounder. But I lift weights, so this isn't too bad. Anyways, just keep on getting paper towels and just wipe it down and wipe it dry. Also, sometimes you might have a little plastic hook or hanger here. You want to take that off. Just for reference. That's a tendon, I think. Yeah, it's not a feather. All right, so get the breast skin nice and dry. We're gonna get the legs. Next, go under the legs in this little armpit section, or leg pit, whatever you call it. Get that nice and dry. Get the thighs. We're going to be eating every part of the bird, so you want to make sure you get all the parts nice and seasoned and dried. Okay. Loose feather right there. I think I caught that. All right, next up, the wings. You see the inside of the wings, sort of like get the armpits and the whatever you call those. Just get the nooks and crannies. Also, if you pay attention, the arms have a very similar structure to a human arm. So these are your hands. These are your forearms. You can tell by the bone structure. And this is like your shoulders. So you can see this is like your triceps, your biceps. It's because humans and birds both evolved somewhat similarly, but not really. Also, if you killed a T-Rex, it would look like this. A T-Rex is just a turkey or a chicken, just larger and with bigger mouths. Because birds evolved from dinosaurs. Cool science fact. All right, next up. This is optional, but we have some extra skin flaps here. You can keep it if you'd like. I don't want to because it kind of obstructs with the cooking process. So I'm just gonna cut this right off. Boom, got one flap of skin. You can keep this if you like. It's turkey skin, tastes pretty nice. I'll just put this aside. So you wanna just expose the sort of meaty, you can see the breast here. Next step is optional, but we're gonna take out the wishbone. This will make carving the bird significantly easier because the wishbone gets in the way of your of the breast when you're cutting it. So clearing out the wishbone first helps a lot with the carving process, which I'll go over later. So just feel around here. You should be able to feel this V-shaped bone. This is basically your collarbone, if you know what that is, except on a turkey. So we're just gonna cut along it. Try not to destroy the breast meat because you want to save that for eating. All right, and kind of just peel around it. Yeah, and just, all right, got that one side. And I'll work on the other side here. All right, it's good. So I have these exposed. Just gonna work my way down. Try not to cut yourself. That would be very unfortunate if that were to happen. And hold on. It's like holding a large baby that we're gonna eat. But anyways, just you can see, just kind of cut along, and it should come straight clean off. All right, next side. You're gonna slide it under. At least try to. Nope. All right. Hold on. Let me try to get a grip on this. I don't know if you can see, but just try to cut the wishbone out. All right, got that one out. All right, so we got the bottom side out. The top, we can just reach in and try to pull it. Like I think I got it. Yeah, just kind of twist, pull. Congrats, you've successfully removed the wishbone. Now, as per Thanksgiving tradition, you're supposed to grab a partner and you're gonna pull it apart. Whoever gets the bigger part gets to have a wish. I'll play with myself. Oh, look, I won. All right, I got a free wish. Hooray. All right, so now you see the wishbone's been removed. So you can now cut straight, the whole breast straight right off. You get more meat, but bigger flavor, much more tasty. You need to get more meat. Always a good thing. All right. We have that set. Oh, there's a feather right here. How did I miss that? That was a big feather too. All right. All right, get straight pieces of meat off. Oh, yes, and by the cavity here, you have another chunk of skin. Feel free to remove that if you'd like. I'll do that. save it if you'd like. All right, we're good. I'll just give it one last wipe down with the paper towel to ensure nothing is too wet. Also, clean the inside of the cavity. Almost forgot. It's probably pretty wet down there, so you want to put some paper towels and just go to town and just kind of work at it and just try to blot out some of the moisture. You don't have to go too crazy, but just get it as clean as you can. Some little sinew in there. All right, it's clean. All right. Next is the more fun part, I guess. We're now moving on to the salt. So I have the bird here. I got some kosher salt. You don't have to use kosher salt. You can use any type of salt. But I prefer kosher or sea salt since like the Idolize table salt tastes a bit too chemically for me. It tastes like almost metallic. Kosher salt is more natural and it tastes pretty nice. And tends to be not super salty compared to other salts, so you can brine it for longer. So what we're gonna do is we're just gonna let me just get it in the camera. Take a bit of salt, just sprinkle it on, rub it on. You're gonna want a lot of it. Just kind of just rub it all over. Get into all the nooks and crannies, the leg pits, the armpits, all of it. And try to get the whole bird covered. All right, work on the arms. It's a little wet here, so paper towel, spot it dry. Back to salting. Let's get into all the nooks and crannies, get it nice and seasoned. You do not want under-seasoned turkey. That is not tasty. It is bad. You want some good seasoning. Season or else Gordon Ramsay will hunt you down. Remember? All right, got the top pretty well seasoned. We're gonna flip it onto the head or whatever. See the cavity? Seasoning that too. So, this is pretty easy. Just sprinkle some salt in. This is the most you can do. Try to grab it on the walls. You don't have to, but that's good enough. Flip it onto the back. If you'd like, on the back, you can also wipe it down again. Just for good measure. That's good enough. So, rub it on. Get it all over the wings, all over the back, and the armpit region, whatever it's called. Get this bird nice and well seasoned. Okay, flip it back over again. As you can tell, some of the seasoning has dripped off, so we're gonna give the front one last drizzle of salt. Seems good enough. Put one last sprinkle for good measure. All right, we're good. Now what you want to do next is you're going to take the bird, put it on like the rack, baking rack works really well. Just put it over, actually no, put it in the fridge, uncovered, and just leave it there. Make sure you don't have anything like open in there so you don't cross-contaminate, but you just want to leave it uncovered in the fridge for about, say, 1 to 3 days. And for chickens, you can do this for much less time since a chicken is quite small compared to a turkey. And so for chickens, you can do this for like 1 day, honestly. So yeah, you got that done. Put it in the fridge for 1 to 3 to 4 days, uncovered in the fridge. If you'd like, you after let's say a day or two, you can come back, sprinkle a bit more salt on, and yeah. Also, if you don't, so when over time the salt is gonna sort of start drying out the skin, so you're gonna notice some color changes. You're gonna see little droplets of water forming. That's perfectly normal. The skin's gonna get darker and more transparent. That's supposed to happen because it's drying out. So don't worry about that. And yeah, just untuck the arm here actually. All right, and you should be good.